would like to pivot it over, if I may,
You
to
may.
somebody who is neither of our guys. Can I do that for a second? This
I
was a
guess.
question that I had, or a talking point I said in our show sheet. I know we're not supposed to talk about the show sheet. That's the first rule of show sheets. But Joe Mixon getting traded to Houston. I've seen the reactions on this go out of control. People are so enamored with the idea of Joe Mixon leading that backfield. And as the designated Joe Mixon haters, I knew neither of us were going to be like gangbusters about this thing, but how overrated is this, in your opinion? I, for one, think it's a very overrated move for Houston themselves. But what do you think?
Is it an overrated move for Houston? I don't think it's overrated as a move for the team itself.
Okay.
Because Pierce wasn't the guy. I mean, we saw that last year. He wasn't given the full workload. So I think getting an established running back uh, isn't a bad option.
Sure.
Do I love it for fantasy? I feel like it's a lateral move, to be honest. I mean, you're already in a high powered offense with Cincinnati. Maybe in Houston, they rely on Joe Mixon a little bit more than what they did in Cincinnati, but I feel like it's just a lateral move. He'll probably end up about the same at the end of the year. We know they have the wide receiver core there. They have the tight end. He's going to end up splitting time with Pierce, I'm sure, or whoever else is there, Rex Burkhead, if he's still slinking around the locker room. I don't know.
That can't be real.
It could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's a lateral move fantasy wise. Maybe, like I said, for the team itself, I don't think that that's a bad move, but fantasy, it doesn't do much for me.
I don't think it's a wildly good move in either direction, real life or fantasy. It's an upgrade, but I just question people who are like, "Oh, this is exactly what Houston needed."
No,
Honest question, is Joe Mixon that significantly better than the combination of Devin Singletary and Dameon Pierce? He's better, but I don't think it's this wild, like he's the savior of this backfield type of thing. And same with fantasy. Maybe their scheme fits him a teensy bit better, but like I'm going to be out on Joe Mixon probably because I'm sure his draft value is going to skyrocket this offseason. This would be a great trade window if I had literally a single Joe Mixon in any of my dynasty leagues, but
which would never happen.
I don't. So I can't even take advantage of that, unfortunately. But I just did want to bring that up because I know he's the hot name.
Yeah, and I don't like it. I
don't
stand
like
by
it
my
either.
Joe Mixon slander.